We'll go into the MVP interview now. Let's see who it's going to be. It's Bomber.
네, 오자마자 저한테 승자식 누구 찍었냐고 물어봤어요. 왜 그러시죠? 아무래도 고펠레니까.
So Bomber asked Kanata who he picked for the predictions, because Kanata is known to be wrong in his predictions. And he was hoping he picked Sora. And actually, that's what happened. He's telling Bomber that all the commentators and the casters picked him. So he should buy something for Bomber since he picked Sora, since everyone else picked Bomber. So we're going to talk about this match versus Sora here. It didn't look like Sora even had a chance. No, the massive, huge army. He just did one huge attack. A lot of people are familiar with the build, so I usually use cheese rushes in Pro League, but I lost with cheese rushes. So I've been going back to my roots, my original builds here.
That's why you produced the mines, he's saying. Or maybe Kanata's asking about that. Bomber says in practice, using the Vikings is not very effective. He says that Vikings are in fact trash. Those are the words he uses. So he uses mines instead.
Look at the mines on the left side here. They blocked the Colossi from fighting. The mines took all of that damage, and the Marauder then as well.
Bomber says that he doesn't think that Vikings are going to be used very much in TVP in the future.
It's really interesting. And his teammate Ame seems to have a different opinion, but like, because he made a lot of Vikings in that game. But I'm really curious about that. That's a really cool interview.
Also different styles, the way they play it as well. So.
Well, this game is over, as you can see here.
They're talking about his match against SOS. Kanata's mentioning that that's the first time that Bomber started to use this kind of build with the Widow Mines. Bomber says that he perfected that build before the match against SOS, and after that he only uses this against Protoss players. It's been working out.
That's pretty cool. That was really interesting. The Widow Mines totally zoned those Colossi out. They were firing on those instead of firing on the Marines and didn't target them. And if he tries to run over them, the Widow Mines are going to hit the Colossi and do a lot of damage. Really interesting.
Asking about the early Zealot from Sora, asking how he felt about that. Bomber says he was happy to see that. He knew he could defend, and he wasn't flustered by it at all. So he's asking, how should Protoss players play against him? He says that they should be very greedy and expand as fast as possible. And then they're talking about sending the Reapers instead if Protoss decide to do that, and how they're going to have to type DG. They have a match against Samsung and SK Telecom ahead of them, and he wants to win both of those matches. If they don't lose to SK 3-0, he's pretty confident they should make it into the playoffs. He's saying, thanking to the fans who support SBENU and himself, and the CEO is here to support them as well, so he wants to thank him for coming down.
Well, is SBENU win today? As you can see, these cool, well-drawn players. Zooming in on that Bomber drawing. Bomber always wearing the cap, as you can see here. He looks really good in the cap, so I don't blame him. But that was a bit of a one-sided game there. I feel like it's totally feasible for SBENU to beat Samsung easily.
Oh yeah, I would favor them actually going into that matchup. Against SK Telecom though, I think it's probably going to go 3-1 over there. We still have to get the lineups, you know, and see exactly how they go up against each other. But guys, we do have another match here tonight. It's MVP versus Prime, the rematch. It's going to be Hero versus Yoda, and then Yonhwa versus Creator, Losira versus Keen, then Center versus Boom Boom to finish things off there.
Yep. So it's going to be maybe a closer one. Prime has had some trouble. Again, I don't even think they've won a single match this round. So
it's 0 or 1.
Yeah.
You know,
I think Creator might have won that one game versus Zest, and that's it. Yeah. I think that's it.
I think so.
Yeah, that's definitely it. So they've been having a tough time, but MVP another one of the weaker teams in the league, so maybe they can pull it off.
We'll see if they can do it. But first, guys, a 10-minute break. When we come back, MVP versus Prime.